Well, hello from Southern Ontario. It's December 29th. So in 3 days, January 1st, we're all going to be a lot poorer as Canadians. Yeah, I don't see it popping up in my feeds, but, it has been made news and it has been talked about in Parliament. Your payroll taxes are going to take a hit starting January 1st. Increased CPP and EI payments. This at a time when 50% of Canadians are $200 away from insolvency. This is interesting. In a little debate with one of the propaganda parrots on TikTok, I'd said Canada has the worst GDP per capita ratio in the G7. No, we're third, but facts don't matter. I said, I stand corrected. We're third worst in the G7. I'm feeling a lot better about that one. And then it depends which chart you look on. We're anywhere from 10th to 18th worse in the world out of 194-ish countries. Well, even if it's 18, still small comfort, isn't it? In the last 3 years, Canada printed 22% more money. There's 22% more money in circulation than there was 3 years ago. This was done through that Bank of Canada bond scheme. I've explained that before. We didn't actually print more, I was going to say dollar bills. It was this weird and crooked the Bank of Canada printed bonds, which the government said, okay, we owe for that, which means we owe for that. Yeah, increased the amount of currency by 22%. So on a global level, our money's worth 22% less. If you go to Walmart and buy a made in China product, you're paying 22% more for it. Or anything we might use to manufacture, produce, medicines that we import, microchips that we import, anything we import. Look at it this way. The Ukrainian fellow came over and got $10 billion from us. If we'd have not printed those bonds, we'd have only given him $8 billion. Yeah, okay. Just thought I'd throw that in there. So when was the last time Canada tried what? This is quantitative easing, this printing, in essence, printing of money. Although the Liberals have stopped using that term about a year ago because I don't think any Canadians found anything easing or easier to make ends meet. Anyways, when was it tried last in Canada? In the 70s, where inflation ran to 10% a year, 10% increase each year, and the government had to step in with wage and price controls to stop our economy from melting down. Note also, on April 1st, the carbon tax is going to go up just a little less than 20% more, as well as the alcohol escalator tax will put the price of a drink up April 1st. I think they must think we're fools. They sure treat us like fools. And what really should be noted in all this is the way the regime of Trudeau and the Supply and Confidence Agreement has this all set up. None of these taxes have been voted on in Parliament. Historically in Canada, monetary policy would be an election platform issue, and an increase in tax would be debated fiercely and voted upon, well, again, I'll say fiercely, in Parliament, and the mainstream media would be watching, and so would the populace, because ultimately, well, it all comes out of our fools' pockets.